April 18th, live from Las Vegas. Did you pay your taxes? Well, because April 15th was on a Sunday, so maybe some people forgot. But I don't know. Isn't that the whole reason why this country was started? They didn't want to pay the King of England, so everybody was like, hey, let's go get on a couple jet skis and we'll drive over to that place Columbus discovered, and we'll start our own country over there. So they went to Plymouth Rock, and when they got there, they're like, all right, now we need to figure out what are we going to do. So half the people knew how to farm, so they, all right, we're going to plant some, some apple trees and, some pears and pears, and we need to come up with another thing. So let's, so they sat down, they got a rock, they started drawing, and they came up with the automobile called the Plymouth. So like, well, we're here at Plymouth Rock, we might as well call this thing the Plymouth. And they started selling the Plymouth, and they also started selling, the pears and the apples, and they started paying taxes. So the people that bought it were paying taxes, and then they were like, okay, we're going to take the tax money and we're going to plant more food, and then we're also going to build more cars. And that's how it all started. It all went downhill after that. So they don't teach you that in school, but that's almost exactly how it didn't happen. So that's how they invented the Plymouth. And then Henry Ford was like, well, I could build a factory, and I could build like a big people mover, and he decided to make the assembly line where you could produce more cars per hour than if you just build one car at a time. And then all of a sudden there's 800,000 F-150s are sold every year since Henry Ford died. And that's the history of Plymouth and Ford. And Plymouth isn't around anymore because people were mad because they didn't want to pay taxes, so they decided to get rid of the Plymouth. Chrysler was like, we don't need Plymouth. We have Dodge, we have Chrysler, and they said we're going to get rid of it. Just like they got rid of the Eagle. They had the Eagle lineup. They had the Eagle Talon, you had the Eagle Vision. So we're going to stop making Eagles, and then we're going to cut off Plymouth. And that's the history of Chrysler after they were bought out by Mercedes, and now they're owned by Fiat. And that's, I think it's working. I think a company was going to offer them billions of dollars to buy off Fiat Chrysler, and Fiat says you could have Chrysler, but we're keeping Fiat. And the guy from China, some billionaire, was like, nah, I want the whole thing. He goes, you could have Chrysler, you could have Dodge, you could have Ram, but we're keeping Fiat. That's what the Italian said. And the guy's like, no deal. I think he offered like $40 billion, and they're like, nope, we're keeping Fiat, so you could have the rest of it. And the guy's like, I don't want the rest of it. It's all or nothing. $40 billion, that's a lot of money. I don't know if it was in the yuan or American money, or even Italian money, but so they didn't take the deal. So that's the story of, and I'm sticking to it. I approve that message, kinda. Temperature today in Las Vegas, 68 degrees. Phoenix is 75. Los Angeles 72. Seattle is 51. All right, so that's the weather for you right there. But how you like the music? Everyone liked the music last week. All right, so that's the first segment. We got the first segment down. How did that sound? Good? Yeah? Well, I started recording this about an hour ago. I had the window open, because, it's 68 degrees in Vegas. And all of a sudden, the guys, lawnmowers were going, and weed whackers, and all this stuff, all this noise going outside. And, when I built this house, when you build a brand new house, you get to choose if you want grass, you want rocks, I'm like, well, I think I'm gonna go with the rocks. And the person that's, taking down the order like you're at a restaurant is like, you sure you want rocks? I'm like, yeah, you don't have to mow rocks. Why would I want grass? Grass, you gotta water it. You gotta mow it. Rocks. What do? Nothing. Sounds good to me. It's work smart or work hard. I'd rather work smart. So yeah, got rocks. That's all. Maybe if I water the rocks, I'll grow a mountain in front of the yard, and then my house will be shade. I'll have all shade all over the place. But yeah, that's the thing. You want grass or you want rocks? This is Las Vegas. It's a desert. You're gonna waste all this water for this grass. What am I gonna go out there and lay in it? What, are you kidding me? You put grass in the front yard, all the coyotes running around will use it as the bathroom. You got coyotes. I'm 2 blocks from the desert. The coyotes will come over here. The rabbits will come over here. Rabbit will take a shit. Coyote will come over here, wait for the rabbit taking a shit, and then bang, hits the rabbit. And that's how you have lunch or dinner, because they'll probably have it at night. But yeah, do I want grass? All this noise out there with the yeah, whatever. That's ridiculous. All right, in New York City, it's 53 degrees. Chicago, 34. It's still winter in Chicago. What's going on over there? I think it snowed there last week. It's still snowing in April. What the hell is going on over here? Frosty's still alive. Frosty the Snowman is still rolling around. Houston is 83. If Frosty the Snowman lived in Houston, he'd be a puddle, And Atlanta is 82 degrees. So yesterday I'm looking at the news story. A plane flies out of New York, LaGuardia. I used to hang around LaGuardia and JFK and Newark airports. When I lived in New York City, most of the time we would fly into Jersey. It's safer. I don't know why it's safer, but probably because there's less birds over there. But so a plane flies out of LaGuardia, which is New York City, one of the airports. There's 2 airports in New York City, and the engine blows. Parts from the engine goes flying into the plane, smashes through the window, sucks a lady out of first class, and she died. And they said, according to the people, there's blood all over the place, and the oxygen mask dropped out of the ceiling. You got to put the oxygen mask on, and imagine sitting next to somebody, the window blows out and gets sucked out of the plane, and then you're 40,000 feet in the air, and you're looking out the window and afraid of heights. This is gonna be a bad one, So I think the safe thing to do is not fly. And they say flying is the safest way of transportation. Problem is, if something happens, the odds of you making it are not on your side. You're the underdog. But anyway, you fly out of New York. If you remember that plane that landed in the Hudson River, it hit a bunch of birds, blew out the engines, so they had to make an emergency landing on the Hudson River. So I don't know what happened. Maybe they went over the rev limiter and the engine blew. He probably hit a bird or a goose. That's the problem. You got all these birds around there because it's all surrounded by water all over the place, and that's probably what happened. And they hit a bird, blew out the engine, and then the engine goes through the window. Now you got a big hole in the plane. Yeah, it's crazy. I was on a flight once, horrible flight. I was on a plane, and they lost my luggage. Temperature in Rome is 70 degrees. Rio, Brazil 74. Toronto is 41. Tokyo, Japan 57 degrees. Tomorrow's lottery, or tonight's lottery, the winning numbers are going to be 9, 17, 19, 22, 30, 37, 44, and the Powerball will be 21. I'll repeat that. Go get a pad and a pencil or a crayon. And if you're in New York City, if you're from the Bronx, just, grab a can of Krylon or Rust-Oleum. And I'm going to do the numbers one more time. Tonight's winning lottery numbers, number 9, 17, 19, 22, 30, 37, 44, and the Powerball number will be 21. And if you hit, you give me $1 million. You keep the rest. I think it's like $500 billion or something. Just give me $1 million. All right. So that's the winning lottery numbers for tonight. All right. So that's the numbers there. All right. Time for some sports betting. Vegas Golden Knights swept the LA Kings. That's good for me. I got them at 200 to 1. I'm watching the news and they're saying you at the beginning of the season you could get the Golden Knights to win the Stanley Cup at 500 to 1. Bullshit. I got my ticket on June 29th, 2017 at 200 to 1. So when the hell was it 500 to 1? Because it was 200 to 1 when I got it almost a year ago. And the funny thing about that is my slip that I got it on is almost completely white where you can't even read it. But good thing I took a copy of it. Took a picture, take a copy, still have the numbers. I type in the numbers, you get your money. But I guarantee you, I'm going to have a problem if they win and they're going to be like, this ticket is blank. And I'm like, here's the copy of it. And they go like, we can't take copies, they're going to say. I know they're going to do some bullshit. But, yeah, so I got them at 200 to 1. But the news is like, they were at 500 to 1 before the season started. Incorrect. I got them in June 2017 at 200 to 1. So I don't know where they're coming up with 500 to 1. Probably make the story better. But 200 to 1 is what I got them at. I also had them on a whole bunch of games this year. So I already made money on them. And then I had them on the series. I had them to win the series against LA. They swept them 4-0. All right. So then I also have San Jose Sharks. I have them to win the series against Anaheim. And they're at 3-0. They play tonight. Hopefully San Jose closes that out. So I got another ticket to cash in. Also got Nashville, Boston, Pittsburgh, and Winnipeg. Winnipeg's at 3 to 1, so they just win one more. I cashed that out. And then Pittsburgh's at 2 to 1, Boston's at 2 to 1, and Nashville's at 2 to 1. So right now I'm winning all the series bets right there. I didn't take Tampa, New Jersey. I didn't take Columbus, Washington, because the video ran out last week. But then I jumped on after I uploaded it and I put it down on last week's video, all the picks I was taking for hockey. So playoffs hockey is just money. That's when I won 2 years ago. I went 32 in a row, 32 wins in a row. It was during the playoffs. And it's insane. After the whole season. I figure I pretty much know what's going to happen, and you also got the basketball playoffs started, and I don't follow that. So I got hockey, I got baseball, and I got football. It's too much to keep track of. I used to even bet, women's tennis, World Cup soccer. And I also used to bet NASCAR. Here in Vegas, they take 4 or 5 drivers, and it's in a group, and you pick what driver is going to beat the other drivers. And if you pick it right, you win. I used to do all that, but it's just too much to keep track of. It's insane. I need I have 15 people over here at the Stig Studio office going over all the stats and everything. But cleaning up over here, cleaning up. Pretty soon they'll probably say, you're not allowed in the sports book anymore. You know, in New York, I had 2 bookies, you know, tell me that we can't take any more bets from you on hockey. You win 85, 90% of the time. So I wasn't allowed to bet hockey for 2 bookies. Well, one bookie's like the only way I take a bet from you in hockey is if you do a 4-teamer or more. And I was just like, yeah. So you're giving me more of a handicap. So I just I have someone else put the bet in. All of a sudden he held on to it. He's like, you don't even bet hockey. All of a sudden you're betting hockey and you're winning hockey, and that's right after I told the guy I'm not taking any more bets from this. You're probably friends with that guy. So the bookies would actually hide from me. Usually it's the other way around. You gotta go pay the bookie, and you duck the bookie. The bookies were ducking me. So that's how that went down. Getting text over here. People are like, well, they're telling me, the show was good last week. I had one guy, because I have a regular job, but I'm not allowed. I had to sign a piece of paper saying, you can't go on social media and say that you work here, and you can't put any promotions out and all that. So I can't say where I work. But so this guy calls up, leaves a message for my secretary, give him a call, and so I call Wally. He says, hey, Wally, what's going on? He's like, I just wanted to tell you that, I can't go with the whole conversation because then that gives away where I work. But he's like, I just wanted to tell you, your video last week was so fucking funny. So, shout out to Wally. I think last week's video was better than this week's. But, I'm in the middle of making money here on hockey, so I'm concentrating. Like, I got basketball on right now. They're interviewing a player, and he's showing him his shoe collection, his sneaker collection. When I was in high school, if I went over to some of my black friends' house, the first thing they want to do is show them their sneaker collection. It's the funniest thing. Like, Stiggs, you want to see my sneaker collection? And I'm like, no. Why would? And all of a sudden he goes and gets a couple boxes. He's like, I just brought these a month ago. I haven't worn them. Still got the tags on, and then I got another box of this, and that's when I was like, I remember one time I went over to my friend's house. He's from Jamaica, and his mom's like, does your white friend want anything to drink? And he's like, what do you mean my white friend? This is Stiggs. He's Italian. He's like, all right, does your Italian friend want anything to drink? But yeah, that's the way it is growing up in New York. You learn all the cultures of everybody, and because everything, there's like 500 different kinds of cultures in New York City and the surrounding area. You got like 50 billion people within 50 miles of New York City. So you learn everybody's cultures and stuff. You call up and you find out who's making what for dinner, and you make a list. Oh, this person's making this person's making this. Adriana's family's making lasagna. Okay, I'm going to Adriana's house, and I go over to Adriana's house and have some food over there, and then the next day I find out who's making chicken cutlets. I want chicken cutlets, and all of a sudden, hey, Gina's family's making chicken cutlets, so you go over there, and then maybe my cousins, they got this going on, and then I have family that has pizza places and restaurants, so you eat for free all over the place. You don't even have to go food shopping. You just call up, see what's going on. If you don't like what anybody's making, then you go over, Johnny's Pizza, Mount Vernon, or Sal's Pizza, or Villa Maria Pizza, or you go to this restaurant or that restaurant, and then, you know everybody. You go over to the nightclubs, you get in for free, you get free drinks, you don't pay for anything over there. That's the way you got to do New York City, because everything's expensive. You don't want to pay for nothing. That's the way it is over there. So if you ever go to New York, you got to know people. Yeah, so I think San Jose sweeps tonight. So that's what I'm gonna go with. San Jose sweeping. I want to see the Devils tie up that series against Tampa Bay. They got it. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay, and at the end of the game the other day, they get in a fight. One of the players on New Jersey says, "Next game, I'm gonna fucking kill you." He said it to like one of the best players. So, maybe he's gonna be scared to even step on the ice. So he might be a half a second slower. He might be looking over his shoulder a little bit more, and that's all psychological. That's how you play the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if New Jersey pulls off this upset and ties it up 2-2 on the series. That's why I didn't touch the series. I don't know who's going to win. Tampa Bay is the 1 seed. New Jersey is the 8th seed. But I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. But you know what? I don't like losing. So that's why I didn't touch that series. So I'm looking forward to New Jersey to go. See, it's because I got the Vegas Golden Knights to win the Stanley Cup. I need New Jersey to take out Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's favorite to win the Cup. So I need them eliminated. So if New Jersey takes them out, the sooner the better. See you next week.